Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Wednesday to you all. Let us get into the new music for the day. Miss Yuna. I was wondering when we were going to get some new music from her, and that day happens to be today. So, Miss Yuna has gone and dropped a live album, the Mindset album, and the title track off of that, Param, or according to Spotify, the English title, or the Romanesque title, Kaze, which in both Param and Kaze both mean wind in Korean and Japanese. Very interesting indeed. Interesting choice that she decided to name it in the Romanized form after the Japanese word for wind. The title itself remains in Korean, which makes me wonder if it's going to be a Japanese release or not. But it is an official C9 release, so I'm actually not sure. But of course, Miss Yuna last year really got, I think, a lot of people's radars back on her with Event Horizon. What was it? Sagoni Shipyongso? Absolutely tremendous song. It was my soloist song of the year last year. It was covered by everyone and their mothers. It was a gorgeous song. She performed it everywhere, and it really put Yuna like back in the like front and center of the mainstream world, and it was really cool to see. I think like the last couple years with Yuna has been really good with like Orc Cloud and then the repackage with Event Horizon, and now she's got a live album, which I'm very excited for. And I'm gonna be listening to that in my free time for time constraints, but we are gonna watch the MV, so here we go. Bottom. Ah. I don't think I've heard her sing like do a proper live thing apart from like live shows and things and like live stages. So this would be an exciting time for me. I always say live performances drive the emotion and the power of the song that much harder. I'm very much excited to experience that. Admittedly, even though it is an MV form, but same deal. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. So here we go. Ah, yes, the notoriously loud C9 label stinger.
하루가 시작된 거리 그 틈 속에서 바람이 불어들 때 가슴 아팠던 날들 기억을 타고
This is such a good start. The isolated fingerstyle guitar, a little bit of cello in the intro as well.
도로를 타는 불빛들 그 사이에서 너와 듣던 노래들 지금 어디에서 뭘 하고 있을까 우린 life goes on 흔하다고 해도 있는 그대로를 전부 믿고 싶던 그때의 나를
Love the way the song is building, slowly but surely.
이젠 잊어야 해 돌이킬 수 없는 시간마저도 두 손에 가득한 나른 yesterday 아무도 만질 수 없는 기억의 바람 변해가는 거리에 다시 불어오면 잠시 손을 흔들어봐 이루지 못한 채 멀어진 꿈들에 어깨가 닿도록 걷는 저 많은 사람들 모두 어디로 향해 가고 있을까 멈춘 계절은 언제쯤 널 데려올까
It's an interesting chorus swell because it doesn't feel like a lot. It's Yuna's vocals that's driving that swell.
너의 목소리 들려올 때면 차오르는
And now we're back to pure acoustic instrumentals.
그땐 왜
the little instrumental parts aren't kind of being like that robotic, monotonous, like on the beat. There's a little bit of playfulness included. That descending run by the cello, same deal. Oh, it just keeps going. It keeps going. Oh. Let's shout out my guy on the cello up there. Oh. This really gentle, like, reprise of the chorus here. Oh, and ended on the minor 7. Oh, yes. Absolutely. It's just, she has such a satisfying voice to listen to. Like, there hasn't been a Younha song where I've listened to it and thought, not for me. Her voice just is so powerful, both like in actual vocal power, but also like emotionally so powerful for me. And just something so I don't know, I can't help but feel like a burden's been lifted off my shoulders or lifted off my chest after listening to a Younha song. It's healing in a way. It's like I can get lost in her vocals and go to a place where the kind of things I have to deal with on a daily basis, like the kind of like bleaker, darker parts of like everyday life, I don't need to worry about them anymore. I can just get like teleported into a kind of like a little bubble, like a little safety bubble, and Yuna's there providing just like sweet melodies to my ears, and this one's no exception. The song flows really nicely, and I think because it is live, it actually kind of feels stronger to me, even though the song itself and the way it's like swells and the ebbs and flows of like the power of the instrumental and things like that might not be as strong in actual like volume and things like that than if they were to do it on a studio version. But the fact that this was a live version of it, and you could really feel every single swell and physically see every single swell in the song occur like right in front of you, I think my body felt it deeper in the core, deeper in my core than I would if it was like a perfect studio recording. And that's kind of the case I have about essentially any live performance, is it's going to hit harder than the studio version. Especially once you get live instruments involved with it. There's just something about live instruments that you can't replicate the magic and power they have on a studio like recorded version. Same with vocals as well. you really feel the full power of Yuna's vocals, especially once you get to the chorus on live versions like this. And I mean, don't get me wrong, her vocals are really powerful in terms of like their emotive properties on studio recorded versions too. That's one of the things I love about her voice is that even though she might not have like the belting range of say like a classically trained vocalist or the rich vibratos of like a theater performer, things like that, her emotive power when it comes to her power like more powerful chest tones is spectacular to listen to. But that kind of level of spectacularness is heightened in this because it's live. And honestly, this is such a pipe dream, and I reckon this will never happen in my lifetime, but I would love to hear Yuna live. Just once in my life, just it doesn't really matter any song, I would love to hear her in person with my own ears live. Because I reckon after one song, I will be on my knees weeping from the sheer power and glory of it. But this is so good. This is kind of exactly what I wanted from a Yuna track. And I still remember hearing Event Horizon for the first time last year and genuinely being gobsmacked by it. It was, I can tell you exactly where I was. In fact, I was sitting right here. I had just finished afternoon lectures one night for my grad school course. And I was looking through Reddit while I was submitting notes and stuff for my teacher. Because I'd submitted first and we had to kind of wait until everyone had submitted their lecture notes for the day. And I was browsing through her Reddit and I saw a post about Yuna's Event Horizon dropping, thinking, new song. And I'd heard the name before because I'd known of songs like Password 486. I didn't know about Orc Cloud at the time because I didn't really follow her all that much. But I listened to Event Horizon. I remember sitting here completely dumbfounded at what I had just heard because it was so powerful and it was such a good song. I just hand over mouth in shock and awe. Ever since then, Yuna has just whatever it was, I've just loved whatever she's done musically. Yeah, I reckon this album's gonna be a good time too. Just wish there's no time this week to check it out on here, which sucks. Because I reckon it's gonna be a really good album. Maybe I might squeeze it in for like the weekend or something. I don't know yet. But Miss Yuna, what an artist! What a talent! Can't say enough good things about her. But that is it from me today. I think I've waffled enough for one video. Hopefully you all enjoyed this song. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much with my incessant rambling, as is the usual around these parts. But one last request from me today, and let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra love back into the world today, whether it be checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, even picking up a piece of trash out the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, if you are ever going through a rough spot in your life for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some random guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.